Freaky ass nigga here, 69 God.
Oh
Sorry,
God.
I can't stop. We're gonna keep our ass inside, and I'm gonna send it up the pot. I can't stop with this
Hello?
song. It is. I
Um,
mean, I really think that it was a cultural reset, and I can't stop.
it was, and
With this song,
it's been years since we've had a rap beef like that. You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna win a Grammy.
The
I
beef?
think that Not Like Us is gonna be the
First
first diss
mixtapes.
track
It would be
to
all the
win a
whole
Grammy.
mixtapes. That it wouldn't just be. It would be. Oh wait, what you're saying? The track, not the beef.
The track Not Like Us. Yeah, the track itself, Not Like Us, is gonna be the first diss track in the history of diss trackianas to win a Grammy. I don't know if any other diss tracks have won. Well, actually, didn't Lauryn Hill win a Grammy for Miseducation?
For the album, yeah.
Yeah, because the first track from Miseducation
It's
is
a
also
diss track.
technically a diss track to Wyclef. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how come your talk turned cold? Gain the whole world for the price of your soul. Trying to grab hold of what you can't control. So good. So good. Oh my God. You might win some, but you just lost one.
Yo,
You might
one,
but
you might win some, but you really lost one. What you done?
Today we're
It's
not
so
talking about
silly.
diss tracks.
Okay, sorry.
Our topic is
And it's
not
not
diss
Lauryn
tracks
Hill.
today. What is our illustrious, beautiful topic?
Oh
this
my
week?
gosh. And this is like finally one where it is like this week. We almost never do like current events or things that like match up with the calendar, but this time we are. It's matching up. It is Juneteenth. Also known as Freedom Day or Emancipation Day, which commemorates the day when enslaved African Americans in Texas were finally informed of their freedom, all late and wrong, on June 19th, 1965. A full 2.5 years, or 1865, pardon me, a full 2.5 years.
I was like 1965.
The struggle is real.
Lord, I didn't know.
A full 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. And again, this just goes to show, just like in our last episode last week, we talked about like the rights having been fought for in tandem with the people who are being oppressed, still not being able to enjoy those rights fully years later.
Yes. To officially welcome you all, hi, welcome to a very special episode of Town Hall, a Black Queer podcast, the podcast where we journey through a theme by sharing stories, music, poetry, and art of varying depth and hilarity. And as you all know, today we're talking about Juneteenth. It is a day of reflection, celebration, and recognition in the resilience of the contributions of Black Americans throughout history. And today we are diving into the history and origins of Juneteenth and highlighting the rich culture that surrounds this holiday. Did I ever tell you this? One time on Juneteenth, I was at a party. And I got into an argument with this white guy in this pool. I will never forget this. I was at this party, and I don't know if it was a Juneteenth party, but it was a party on Juneteenth, and there was a lot of Black folks there, right? And there was this white guy in this hot tub, and he was like, aren't you this other random Black guy? And I was like, no, I'm not that random Black guy. I'm a different Black guy. He was like, no, it was you. Because when I met you, you were choreographing this thing. And I was like, no, I'm not a choreographer.
Okay.
I'm not a dancer. I've never done any of those things. So that wasn't me. That was a different person. And he kept being, and I said, I think you probably just confusing me with another Black person. He's like, no, it was you. He kept going on. And it got so awkward. I was holding his feet to the coals. I was like, on top of that, it's Juneteenth. I'm holding your feet to the fire. I'm not going to let you get out of this. And then it got so awkward that everyone else left the hot tub. Well, all the other white people left the hot tub. There weren't that many white people there. There was like 2 other white folks. And even some of the Black folks were like, this is getting awkward. I'm going to leave. But eventually I did get him to acknowledge that I was not the person he thought I was, which was
He was telling that you're wrong.
Telling me that I used to be a choreographer. Telling me that I had some long history as a choreographer. Sorry, I'm taking my tag out of my garment that I apparently didn't know about. And I was like, "Girl, just say you thought I was a different black person." And I think there's a thing where white folks, they get embarrassed when they do something so stereotypically racist, like thinking you're a
I mean,
different
I've
black
done it
person.
before. I've
Um,
mistaken not necessarily black folks, but like white folks or like yeah, we
we've all
mistaken
mistaken
somebody for somebody
someone
else
for
if they
someone
looked
else. You know
like
what I
they could
mean?
be the same person, but that's it hits different.
But by the way, the person he thought I was Todrick
Duh.
Hall, and I don't look like Todrick Hall, and I do not look like Todrick Hall,
That's
and
the thing.
I really
If
feel
I
like the only thing.
saw a white guy with red hair and glasses and a red sweater, and then he leaves and comes back, and the next day with red hair and glasses and a blue sweater, I might think it's the same person. But like that's you know, it makes sense.
I just don't know how this guy thought I was Todrick Hall. I just don't know. That's crazy to me because I'm not Todrick Hall. I don't look like Todrick Hall. I've never looked like Todrick Hall. We've never ever looked alike in any capacity except the
And
fact that we're
queer.
both black. That's
And like
literally
quite queer.
and queer, I guess. And now, if someone thought I was Titus Burgess, which happens to me by the way all the time, I'm like, okay, that happens to me all the time. When I don't have a beard, people always think I'm Titus Burgess all the time. Every once in a while, someone will actually think I'm Monet Exchange. That makes sense. We are both bald. We are both black. I can kind of see that, but I don't see it for. I don't see the top. I don't think I like Monet, but if someone said it, I could be like, you know what? I can see I'm bald. I'm black. We both wear glasses without frames in them. Neither one of us has eyebrows. I see what you're getting at here. You know.
No. Okay. Okay. I mean, people think, yeah, people
But
call
not
me
Todrick.
La La Ree. People call me,
Lala Ree!
yeah, girl.
How?
People think we're the same person.
That's wild. That's wild. Anyway,
I didn't know about Juneteenth until like probably like 10 years ago. And nobody was, I mean, certainly wasn't expecting to see it on no Ben and Jerry's ice cream. And
girl,
in
the ice
Target,
cream Walmart
Target,
debacle.
you
Well, Target's really kind of on my shit list, to be honest, right now, because so Target had this thing where they were like, we are going to be pro LGBT. We don't give a fuck. We are going to support queer people. And then the conservatives started really giving them fever. And they're like, okay, we're going to do like half the stores. Because full disclosure, I used to have a deal with Target because I used to sell my merchandise at Target. They wanted to have like really exclusive or not exclusive, really interesting Pride merch that wasn't just like rainbow clothes and rainbow sippy cups for your gay children. They were actually interested in having stuff that like queer people wanted, so they had some drag queens, some queer artists and stuff. But baby, Target dropped me like a
they
bad
dropped us
habit,
all.
baby. Target said because I was supposed to do another line with them again. I probably shouldn't be talking about this, but I was supposed to do another release with them. Then, girl, I ain't never been back at Target since
Girl,
then. They probably still
they
got some.
dropped everybody. It doesn't even
Girl,
matter. They dropped everybody, and honestly, good riddance because the I'm not saying that we don't want corporate good corporate citizens. I think that's necessary, and I think that that's just from my perspective, corporate. Target wasn't being a good corporate citizen, and they weren't being a good citizen of the
mhm.
community and a good steward for the community. Because really, what we're talking about is inclusion. Um, you know, in spite of the backlash, and then also understanding how you fit in with the community. And it just seems like LGBT community just meant a bunch of rainbow t-shirts that they could put in and put out in June. It was literally the thing we've been complaining about for several many years. Like it's nice to see that you have a float in our parade and it's nice to see that you have your logo has changed to rainbow for the month of June, but it could be more than that. You could be doing more than that. Giving money to the community, things like
I
that.
really have
And
a
Target was just basically just changing their thing to rainbow. That's basically what they were doing.
I really have I have a hard time understanding people who don't like things like Black History Month or Juneteenth being celebrated because it doesn't apply to them. Which is, I think, as a marginalized person, I'm so used to celebrating things that have practically nothing to do with me. It has been a very big part of my entire existence. Where like I'm just out here in these streets celebrating shit that I ain't
You
got
mean
nothing,
what?
I ain't got shit to
What?
do with.
Thanksgiving,
But it's
St.
just
Patrick's Day? What? Like what?
yeah, yeah, stuff like that. Like Like, yeah, like
I
St.
ain't
Patrick's Day. What,
Irish.
like, but we still celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
I
Yeah,
ain't
you know what I mean.
Irish.
I'm at the Puerto Rican Day parade.
And honey, I
I'm
ain't
at the
have
Puerto
nothing to
Rican
do
Day
with them
parade. I'm not Puerto
Europeans coming
Rican.
over and decimating them native indigenous folks.
Yeah, but I'm still up here, you know. So, but whenever there's like, but now let's celebrate the Black people who contribute to America. Why do we need a Black History Month? Why do we need to celebrate Juneteenth? Why do you
Why do
not
we need
want
a
us
gay
to have
gay
that
pride? Why
conversation?
not straight pride?
The real question is, why does that conversation make you uncomfortable? For me, personally,
Agreed.
you
Good
know.
grief. Well, I think we need to begin with history, shall we? The
All right,
Emancipation
let's do it.
Proclamation, which we've all heard of, issued by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1st, 1863, declared that all enslaved people in the Confederate States were to be set free. However, this news somehow didn't reach the enslaved people in Texas until much later.
Now, it wasn't until June 19th, 1865, when Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and read General Order Number 3 that the last of the enslaved African Americans learned of their freedom. This moment marked a pivotal turning point and the birth of Juneteenth.
Yes. And while Juneteenth marks the official end of slavery, evidence shows us that some African Americans remained enslaved well into the 20th century. There were cases in states like Mississippi and Louisiana where slavery persisted under different guises, like sharecropping or peonage. And even besides that, there were still enslaved Africans being brought over. You should watch the documentary Descendant, which tells about the Clotilda, the last ship to come over with enslaved Africans, right to uh, right to Alabama, which happens to be the same exact, probably the same dock, but certainly the
Yeah, it
same
is the same
area
doc.
where the Alabama brawl happened.
Alabama Brawl.
You
Yep, the
know,
infamous Alabama Brawl where we met Charlemagne the God, as
yes,
he was dubbed on the
yeah,
internet.
and
Now,
this
peonage
the you check out that documentary and you'll learn more about Africa Town, which is still dealing with a lot of the inequities and effects and impacts of being enslaved people.
Now, peonage is a system where people are forced to work to pay off debts. It's like a form of modern slavery that happened after the Civil War, especially in the South. Even though slavery was officially abolished, just let you all know, slavery was never abolished. It was really just conditionalized. Now, many African Americans were trapped in peonage because they couldn't pay off the debts they owed to landowners or employers, and it kept them in a cycle of poverty and control, and it made it hard for them to gain true freedom and independence.
Basically, peonage is basically indentured servitude. Modern white enslavers practiced cruelty towards the black people they enslaved, which was reminiscent of the height of chattel slavery. Take, for instance, the case of May Louise Walls Miller, who was enslaved until 1963. 1963, when she was about 14 years old. Young May Louise would be sent to the landowner's house on the farm where her family was enslaved and raped by whatever men were present, sometimes even alongside her mother.
Now, this is a painful part of our history, but it is crucial to acknowledge it. It reminds us why it is so important to continue fighting for equality and for justice. We can't change the past, but we can ensure that it's never forgotten and work so that it's not repeated.
Now let's get back to Galveston, Texas on June 19th, 1865. Despite the long delay in receiving the news, the newly freed Black Texans wasted no time in celebrating their liberation, as they should. The first Juneteenth celebrations were filled with joyous festivities, including music, dancing, and communal gatherings, laying the groundwork for the vibrant traditions that we see today.
Now, those early celebrations were about more than just joy. They were about community, resilience, and the collective determination to build a new life in freedom. People dressed in their finest, gathered for shared meals and celebrations that created a sense of unity, a true sense of unity.
Now, over the years, Juneteenth has evolved into a day of pride, joy, and cultural expression. And it's time for a parade, picnics, music, and art that showcases the incredible contributions of Black Americans to our shared heritage. It's a vibrant celebration of Black history, Black joy, and Black culture.
It's really low key Black 4th of July. It's like Black
It is.
independence.
It is. It,
It's
it,
low
it's, it
key.
is.
Now, one of the beautiful aspects of Juneteenth is how it brings people together to reflect on the past and look forward to the future. It's a reminder of the strength and resilience of our ancestors and an inspiration for us to continue to fight for equality and for justice.
As Black queer individuals, we need to honor this day and its legacy with our community. We face unique challenges, and Juneteenth is a powerful reminder that the freedom and justice are ongoing struggles that we must continue to pursue because they will be taken away if we don't.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Juneteenth is also a time to educate ourselves and others about our history. Understanding the past helps us better navigate the present and shape a more inclusive future. It's about recognizing the struggles, celebrating the victories, and committing to the work that still needs to be done.
Now, Bob, speaking of education, did you know that in recent years, efforts to make Juneteenth a national holiday have gained significant momentum? In 2021, it was officially recognized as a federal holiday in the United States and a testament to the importance of this day in American history.
Yeah, I remember when it was recognized. That was really
Yeah, it was
fierce. It's a
major.
huge step forward. It's a huge step forward, but there's still a lot to be done.
Uh, so the question is, how can we as individuals and as a community honor Juneteenth? One way is by supporting Black owned businesses, artists, creators. Another way is by participating in local Juneteenth events and educating others about this very significant but not quite as widely known holiday.
Okay, I love what does your shirt say? Is I can all I see is minding my.
Speaking of Black owned businesses, this is from a brand called a Black owned business, Melanin Apparel. And let me stand up here. I'll show you what it says.
Fit check. Minding my black owned business. Okay, what is this is what's the name of this company again?
Melanin Apparel.
By the way, can I tell you that the word melanin is having a moment. It has
It's
been having a moment for a while. I don't think I don't
moment.
think I heard the word melanin in school in reference to like biology.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And in human anatomy, but the word melanin specifically in the black community has really picked up. I feel like in the past like 10 years or so.
Yeah, okay. I feel like I don't remember it going anywhere, but okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I
I mean,
guess it was
I've heard about. I guess the first time I heard it outside of a scientific
you're
context,
right.
like my teacher,
It's
like
usually
melanin
about
makes your eyes this color,
speaking about like actual melanin particles in your skin. And okay,
as
you're right.
opposed to it being like a because obviously everyone
Cultural.
has melanin.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone has melanin. That's the thing. I mean, there are conditions where people have a severe lack of melanin called albinism,
Mhm.
obviously, but for the most part, everyone has melanin. Black people have a lot more melanin. The darker you are, the more melanin you have. It shapes the color of your eyes, the color of your hair, it's the color of your skin. It's the
Mhm.
color of your body. It's the color of your lips. It's the color of your eye. It's the color of your whole body. You know, and I just love it in this cultural context.
I love it too. Damn it.
We can also use this time to not just like support these black businesses and do this stuff. We want to do that. We can also use it to rest. It is also a time to just take a break and just breathe.
Yeah, let's take a moment to think about the legacy that we want to leave. Our ancestors fought so hard for their freedom, and it's up to us to continue that fight. But while we do, we can continue to celebrate Juneteenth, which is a powerful reminder of their strength and resilience, and our strength and resilience.
So as we celebrate Juneteenth, let's do so with joy and gratitude. It's a day to honor our history, embrace our culture, and look forward to the future filled with equality and justice
Yes, and white people
for
can
all
celebrate
black
Juneteenth
people.
as well.
In fact, it's your American duty.
Hello. If I gotta,
It's your American
yeah.
duty, honey. If I
And
gotta celebrate President's Day,
hello,
you gotta
you
celebrate
better get,
Juneteenth.
you better figure it out. Um,
President's Day, formerly known as White Niggas Day, you need to celebrate Juneteenth. Hmm.
Special thanks to each and every one of our listeners and our executive producer, our entire production team, executive producer Tracy Marquez, senior producer Charlene Westbrook, producer Corey Nixon, post producer Amelia Ritaler, and music by the fabulous LaFemme Bear. Y'all are awesome. See you next time.